Oh yeah, we got to do that now, don't we? Hang on.
Yeah.
I'll bleep it.
I mean, I can
Oh wait,
follow
hang
the
on.
super chats. And
I gotta pull this up. Yeah, follow the super chats for me because you know how it goes.
let me know if I'm drifting at any time a little bit too far into the light, because this is an awkward setup with my desk. Um,
I'm not worried about the rule. You know the rule, right?
yeah.
There's two rules for what's the rule? If you know the rule, tell me what the rule is. What's the rule?
The rule is who gives a shit what we look like.
No, we're close. That's the spirit of the rule. There's one rule, but two sayings that cover it aptly.
What's that?
Perfect is the enemy of good, and then the derivative or more bane or base version of that is it's good enough for the girls we date.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's it. How's my audio? Is my audio all right? Am I coming in too hot?
No, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. The only reason I ask is because I found with this, because technology is so wonderful, everything's digital. When I hook up this microphone to my high definition camera, they communicate because of firmware, and they tell each other, no matter what Aaron does to the game, no matter, even though we are owned by our master, even though he bought and paid for us, we're going to determine at what level we record. So when I plug it into my high definition camera, it's super hot. I could turn the gain all the way off. It'll still record at 50%. So then when I go and do the video editing, one more fucking chore that the Silicon Valley nerds of Fucktardoville decided to put in there. One more chore is that I got to lower the volume down to about 20% in the video editing software. So it's just another, well, why don't you do high definition? It's like, well, here's a perfectly good reason why, why don't you do
man. On a lighter note, the reason I was a little bit late was because I needed some caffeine, so I went to go grab something, and there were a lot of different options available, and I thought, why don't I get the one that's the same color as Clarey's favorite football team? So yeah,
my football team, the one I own or the one you own?
the one that you like to root for because you're big into the local civic spirit.
Do you remember last year when the Vikings were, I think, in the playoffs and they were about to go to the Super Bowl, and everybody here in the Twin Cities, and again, I don't know because it was the Twin Cities and it's very localized. It's like most people don't know what's happening in Green Bay unless you live there. But the skull chants and advertising and the memes, did you guys ever see any of that outside of Minnesota?
I've heard about that. I've seen a game before where they do that stupid horn. It's like brrrr, and
yeah,
then
yeah. Even though all the players on the Minnesota Vikings are black, and there's not one drop of Viking blood. There's no Svens or Olis out there playing. No, this is last year when the Vikings they're about to go to the Super Bowl. And for the second time in my life, they lost their chance to go to the Super Bowl because their kicker missed a pretty easy field goal.
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, good God bless it, you piece of shit Minnesotans, you fucking retards. And so that was the only time I really pay attention to sports ball is when these inferior people, and that's what they are, get excited about any team. It doesn't have to be the Minnesota Vikings. It's any team where their happiness, their value in life is based on whether a bunch of guys who have nothing to do with the state that they're from, they're all just the best in the nation and they got recruited and drafted. There's no like home team pride. And then they failed to get to the Super Bowl twice in a row now because of a missed field goal. It's just like, oh, that's it. And so what they had is this thing called skull, I guess, which is, I don't know, Scandinavian for victory or pride or who knows what. And everyone was just like, skull and skull, someone make a field goal or score a touchdown. You could hear people in the bar yell out, skull. So like the Carlson School of Management, that never made it past Minnesota borders, right? No one ever heard of it.
Well, there was this great montage of that year when they lost on that missed field goal.
Yeah.
And it was a collection of people's reactions to it because they were sure they were going to win. They were Vikings fans. It was really funny. And then it turned tragic because people were so upset about that.
Oh, well, they got nothing else to do. You know what it was like? It was like those compilation videos where it shows the mainstream media people and the Young Turks and all them, Rachel Maddow and all those guys, as Trump started to win over the night and Hillary started to lose. It's a lot like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, you're such a pathetic fuck. You got nothing going on in life, that the outcome of this election is going to determine your happiness for the next 4 years. And with the Minnesota Vikings, or any team, it's not just to pick on the Minnesota Vikings. I just have to deal with these dipshits here on traffic. Oh God, it's just great. It's better when they lose. It's just better when they lose. It's like, yeah, go back to your fucking normie life with your debts and your fucking commutes, you inferior pieces of shit.
Well, speaking of sports ball and activity, our first super chat is from
already.
Yeah, you can probably guess who it's from.
Oh, does he work? He says, here's what I gotta know. Here's what I gotta know. Does Atham work? He shows me pictures of him doing windows and him washing things and all this stuff. And then the guy goes to school for chemical engineering in Reno. He got dropped down into the thing. He's got a ways to go for a commute. And I'm like, how is he always available? Is he watching his fucking Mexican soap operas, eating bonbons? And then like, I'll Photoshop a picture of me washing windows. What does he want? What does he want now?
Well, he gave us $2 and he says, he's talking to you. He says, no wonder your steps are not increasing on Fitbit.
Wow. You know what? I woke up this morning at 10:30 because you gotta, it's affirmative action Fitbit. You gotta give Atham, he's just a no good dirty Mexican. You gotta give him a leg up, I got my Fitbit privilege here, so I slept in late. I let him get a little head start there. And then woke up and I took a look at the, they got the rankings or whatever you call it. Of course, Space Marcus is top. And I'm not even going to bother trying to compete with Chuck Yeager on that one. But, Atham, he's within range. There's another guy called Trevor. And, the smack talking already starts. And first thing I was going to do was go to the gym. And I was only going to lift weights. And I looked, I'm like, ooh, Space Atham. He's within range. So I'm like, I can bang out a mile on the treadmill. So I just banged out a mile. And now I think I'm ahead. Hang on. Let me take a look. Let's see if I'm beating our beloved Mexican agent in the field.
1 mile?
Because he's talking smack right now. Last I checked, I was ahead. Takes a while for this to load up. There we go. Yeah, what's he blathering about? He's 800 steps behind me. What? So thank you, Atham. Yes. When he wants to talk smack, he better be ahead of me. You get a Fitbit or no?
I don't have a Fitbit. I did make it to the gym this morning. I don't know. I don't think I can keep up with Marcus Brown. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant to get in on this.
No, you gotta understand. Marcus is on a league on his own. I think his job is very conducive for him just running around all the time. I'll compete against Marcus if I'm in Vegas or out west because of all the hiking I do. Then maybe, and I'm emphasis on maybe you stand a shot. But if Marcus knows you're on his tail, he'll just hit the afterburners and go. And how many miles I walked the last day just to beat him?
I remember it was over Thanksgiving. It was while I was out of town, and you played soccer with various nieces in order to do that.
Stereo soccer, 2 girls, 2 balls. It was very, very tiring. But I went nonstop. I had 28 miles according to the Fitbit in one day. Now that I think it overcounts. I think because I'm like that maybe 26 or 25, but 28 seemed like a lot. But yeah, you gotta be willing to compete. You either compete against Marcus, in which case you dedicate your entire week to hiking and just defeating him, or it's like, okay, I'm gonna go for second place. It's because are you Ann fucking Sturzinger?
Dude, this is my office. People are trying to pay me.
Okay, this is my office. There's a mute button on this thing.
Yeah, the $2 super chats just don't compare to what I can make here. Although, let's go to the next one. Speaking of the next $2,
okay,
$2 super chat, but it's from our good friend Nick Schulander. He just says, "Go sports ball." So
go sports. Dude, how's your team doing? The one you own?
Well, I don't happen to own a team, but I know where Nick lives, and I know where you live, and I know that your 2 sports ball NFL teams are playing each other this weekend. So you can talk smack about that.
Oh boy, but my team's gonna kick Nick's team's ass so bad, dude.
Because,
honest to God, are they making construction out there? Are they building a road out in front of your office?
You can hear that?
Yes. What is that?
They're messing with the road out there. This is why I try to only do this from my place. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, yeah. Let me get your opinion on this. I have a very interesting. I got to go through a couple fan mails here, but we did get an interesting asshole consulting request. Not that this is asshole consulting, but the best format to put this out would be the Clarey podcast. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, you're going to have to ponder and think about this one. Cappy, I know this is a stupid question, but who is on your dream team? Like, if you need to put together a team, which characters, fictional or not, would be on Cappy's crew? Your books and channels have saved my life. Without them, I was on my way history major. Thanks for what I do. And that's from Ahmed. Ahmed sent that. Thank you, Ahmed. And so this was not a simple question as you might think. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, hang on, we got to nail this down. I said, well, what would the dream team be for? A presidential cabinet, global domination, scoring chicks at a bar, flying a kite. If it's winning a basketball game, it would be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan again. Give me a little more context here. Also, do the characters have superpowers, or am I only choosing them for their mortal skills? Because global domination or basketball would be pretty easy with Superman, the Flash, and Thanos. Cappy says, let's say no superpowers, and you have to put together two teams for global domination and running game on, girls. Thanks. This should be interesting. Ahmed. So I have my team. I have my dream team. Speaking of sports ball picked up, what do you have for your global domination team there, Chad?
Global domination. Wow.
I have the correct answers, by the way. I'm just curious to see if how close you're going to get to the correct answer.
Man, I feel like this is too broad for me to even try to guess the right answers here.
Global domination, no super. So you can't do this stand. Oh, I'm going to take Dark-Sided Superman and Galacticus. So you can't. There's no superpowers involved.
So we're thinking like business people, politicians. Like, to point me in the right direction here.
That's where. Yeah, no. You had to put together a team of say 5 people, and this would be, I think, more along the lines of presidential candidate cabinet, except instead of running a country, it's taking over the world. So yes, you're kind of maybe your business people, your politicians. I'll give you a hint. Who do you want in command of your military?
Well, so we'll say that you would think our current president would be one of them, right?
No, it could be fictional or not. I mean, if you give me 1,000 people, yes. I only had 5 people on each team because I could go on forever. I don't think I'd have Donald Trump on. No, I'm not that big of a fan of Donald Trump. I don't hate him either. I like him, but
no, I wasn't like, even I'm not necessarily. I just thought, in charge of the military. Technically, he's the commander in chief. So I was like,
right. But do you want him commanding troops?
Probably not.
Yeah. Hey, go over there. Yeah, blow up that hill. Oh, that's good. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah, it's like, no, I want someone, a little bit more experienced in the military.
I almost feel like I'd have to think about that a little bit and answer this I will answer it before I leave. I've got about 25 more minutes. Yeah.
All right. We got 25 more minutes. Yeah. All right. Here's what I got for global or world domination. Same thing. 1, Thanos.
Okay.
Did you see Infinity War?
No. What was that?
Never mind. The bad guy quote, and I put that in big quotes because Thanos was not wrong. Thanos is the bad guy. And the reason he is the bad guy is because he has traveled the planets and the galaxies and all that. And he realized that there are only so much resources in the world, or the galaxy, rather, the universe. And then if we do not eliminate, basically population control, if we don't eliminate half the galaxy, the population, the living creatures on it, the universe will cease to exist or everything will die out. So he's very logical. And has like no morality. So he's in search of the Infinity Gauntlet. If he gets enough stones, then he's basically God.
I'd like to point out Nick called this in the chat. He did. He said it before you said it.
Thanos, yeah, he's like number 1. And the reason why is he's able to make cold-hearted, logical, mathematical decisions and is not influenced by emotion. Which it's kind, and that's where I was kind of glad, not to ruin Infinity War for you, but Thanos wins in the end. He gets his wish and he wipes out half the universe's life. And I'm kind of it is the perfect movie where it's not just the villain is a bad guy because he's bad. like he's Hitler or he's Stalin and he kills people because he wants to. He gets off on it. He actually has a logic, and he's right. That's the thing. He's like, hey, we either do this or we all die out. And well, you can't. And emotion and sap and vagina comes in, and I'm like, fuck that shit. And no, that's why I'm like, yeah. So Thanos is right up there.
Well, before you go on to number 2, unless you're doing these in a specific order.
No, this is just what came to mind.
How do you feel about Elon Musk? I'm just really curious.
I did a Clarey test on him a while ago because I didn't know much about him aside from that he's taking my tax dollars to play make-believe hobby. Very, very, very expensive hobby.
Very much so, yeah.
The man is a genius, but he's been a not nepotist. He's relied on other people's money pretty much his entire life. He came from a well-to-do family. I don't think super rich, but well-to-do enough. He majored in the right thing. The guy is no doubt brilliant. But standard, oh, look, I made a cool-looking whiz-bang. It's like, well, is it economic? No. Well, fucking, and Tesla, hey, we're going to come up with an electric car. I'm like, I'm all for electric cars. That'd be great. I could stick a solar panel and not have to pay no more fucking gas money. What does he do? He comes out with a car that's $100,000. It's like, how in fuck's name is that going to lower greenhouse gas emissions, if you believe in that? How is that accessible to the average? What the fuck? And then he's going to have home batteries. He's like the girl who says she's going to sleep with you and she's really hot because he keeps dangling cool shit in front of me, like the home battery, the Tesla home battery, where I'm like, oh, dude, all I have to do is charge up these batteries on wind or solar. I'm like, I could plug that in and fix it. Oh, no, these batteries don't work. Hey, we're going to have an electric car that you can plug in. And that'd be kind of, well, it's $100,000. It's a constant letdown. It's almost like you get this hot chick back home and you find out, oh, it's a dude. There's a penis there. It's so and the fact he takes government money and still can't fucking get it off the ground. It's like, fuck you. Manhattan Project was done in like half the speed or half the time that it took him to not produce anything. So yeah, fuck him.
Oh, I hate that I missed that particular video. Well, yeah, glad I got to hear it now. Yeah.
It's up there. Yeah, you could find it. All right, number 2, Patton. Again, no time for emotion or feelings. Brilliant tactician. He would be in charge of my military. Easily, no doubt. The third one would be my who is the propaganda minister in Nazi Germany? Was that Goebbels? Or was it someone else? Himmler?
It was either Goering, Goebbels. It was one of those two. Yeah.
He's a skinny, freaky looking fuck. Like he looked like you just like, ooh, something's wrong with that guy. Whatever. My propaganda minister, because you can bludgeon people to do what you want with the military, but it's much better if you can mobilize. I mean, let's see if you could guess this, Chad. Who, without firing a shot, mobilized damn near half the population for a cause? I'll leave it that. I don't want to mention what the cause is. I'll say it's a cause that leans to the left. Who, I'll give you a hint, her own little self mobilized the largest army in the world.
So I have two guesses.
Okay.
2 guesses on this one. Was it Catherine of Russia?
Catherine who?
I'm going back way into history here, so I'm...
No. This woman has mobilized hundreds of millions of women here in the United States and the West.
Okay.
Probably billions globally.
Okay, I gotcha. Ooh. I gotcha. I'm gonna say either Hillary Clinton.
No.
Way
more powerful than Hillary Clinton.
Really?
I'm gonna get Chad, because you're such a good friend. I'm gonna give you one last hint. Okay, then you should feel shame if you don't get it after this hint. She is a Chicago native.
Well, somebody actually gave it away in the chat, and that was going to be my next guess, was Oprah.
Oprah.
Good job, the new 008. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, this is assuming my dream team answers to my beck and call. There's no fucking bullshit. I tell Thanos, come up with a plan to X, Y, and Z. Yes, sir. I tell Patton, go do your thing, and I don't want to ever see, that group of people over there that hate our guts and they've sent a bunch of terrorists. Yeah, I want that place, state, sovereign nation, whatever, to be a territory of the United States in 2 months. Make it happen. He goes and does his thing. Oprah, there's no, well, I did that. Oprah, I want you to convince everyone with a vagina to think exactly this way. And I want it done in the matter of 5 years. Here's your budget. Go do your thing. She'd probably turn back to me and say, I don't need a budget. I got me. And I'm like, God damn, you go, Oprah. I mean, you want to talk about someone with a superpower. You want to talk about somebody who's immortal, but truly has something that even approaches a superpower. It would be Oprah. Her ability to like mind melt, Vulcan convince millions, potentially billions of people to do something they don't want. It's Oprah. That would definitely, I'd almost want her before I'd want Thanos or Patton.
Yeah, I guess that when you put it that way, that she really is more powerful than Hillary Clinton in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, easily. I think Hillary's just too mean of a person, where Oprah, and I think Oprah is trying to do well. I think she's just horrendously off. She
used to have this studio called Harpo Studios down in the West Loop, and she closed that. So I'm not even sure if those are still filmed in Chicago, or maybe they're out in California. Well, but I know.
Did she retire? I mean,
did she retire? Yeah,
she retired a long time ago. I think she's kind of, she made her $3.2 billion or whatever it was, and now she's gonna go do whatever Oprah wants to do.
Like run for president. No.
Woman worked hard. I'm not gonna. That woman had hustle, man. That woman, she was a hard worker. So I respect. It's sad because you think, what if she was right? What if someone got into her mind, like Austrian economics or just basic freedom philosophy, and then she took her intelligence and skills and charisma, and instead of convincing women that, a dildo and a master's degree is all you need to cuddle up to, what if it was the other, where it's like, every one of you major in STEM, hey, it's freedom and Republican and libertarianism, and my God, have you looked at socialism and communism, and stay hot and thin for your husbands. It would be a completely different world if Oprah was like a libertarian.
Really would, yeah. That hot and thin thing was always tough for her. I know that she was always going through cycles with that.
Yeah. So. It's a mood academic discussion. So, all right, my bodyguard. You know who my bodyguard would be?
Oh my goodness, and I didn't realize it could be people who weren't even with us anymore. That's where your bodyguard.
Basically, these people cannot have superpowers. They can be superheroes or supervillains. What we're going for is their mortal skills, their mortal moral code.
Is your bodyguard still alive?
My bodyguard is still alive. He'd be in charge of security and the elite force. And I would also say well, maybe not that. He wouldn't be in charge of intelligence, but he would definitely be in charge of training the tops. Not only protect like the Secret Service. He would not only be in charge of the Secret Service and my personal bodyguard, he would be in charge of training all special forces.
So this is obviously somebody in the military, deep in the military.
We don't know. It's a fictional character too.
Oh, okay. But no superpowers. Okay.
No superpowers. Superhuman powers bordering that of Oprah, but in a very physical format. I'll tell you this. I think he has the highest kill ratio in any movie.
Okay. This one I'll think about for a minute. I'm going to put you on mute because a fire truck is coming.
Going, right.
God, yeah.
This is what I love about Chicago. There's always a fire or someone getting murdered. So if you have Ann Sturzinger on, or Marcus on, or Vince on, there's always someone getting murdered. And yes, I know it's because of density and population, but this just, I don't know how you could sleep at night. That's one thing. When I get out to South Dakota.
Hey, don't you remember when I visited you those couple days? What did I bring with me? Do you remember?
Earplugs?
No, I brought that noise machine, and you were like,
"Oh, that's right.
Too loud.
It's gonna be too quiet. I need to hear noise."
Okay, there were a couple good answers or guesses in the chat.
Let's see if someone you're batting 0 for 3 right now. People are snipering you out. What do we got in the chat?
Didn't Rambo have the biggest kill? In the movie Rambo, didn't he have the most kills in that movie?
I don't know. If you got an M60 machine gun, okay. This is Rambo. Yes, maybe so. This is way more recent than Rambo.
Okay. Jeez.
What are the guesses in the chat room?
Well, somebody said Chuck Norris, which I thought was kind of funny.
No, way more badass than Chuck Norris. And it is the person's character, not the actor. So don't, because Chuck Norris actually is a badass in the real world. This is a character.
God, I haven't seen a lot of these movies lately. Kill ratio. You may just have to tell us. I don't see anybody in the chat.
No one else is guessing? All right.
I don't think so, yeah.
John Wick.
Oh, somebody said that. Carlos.
Where were you? Well, you're supposed to be the monitor of the chat room.
Well, he just said it a split second before you said it.
So John Wick.
Wow, John Wick.
John Wick. You need him. Could you imagine? I mean, it'd take a lot of training, but could you imagine if I had a special elite force of 50,000 John Wicks?
I could not imagine that. No.
Could you imagine that? I'm like, send one person in, have him kill 500 people by himself. By himself. Now imagine if they teamed up. You get 3 John Wicks together, and he goes into the sommelier where he picks out his weaponry. That's the other thing I like about my team is I'm like, here is the mission and the goal. I don't care how you finish it. I don't care how you achieve it. You're the expert at that. Go do it. And then I'm on to other things.
So your team is Thanos, John Wick, and was Oprah? Did we say Oprah? Yeah.
And Patton.
Patton, okay.
In other words, as the chief executive, I simply do the strategic planning and figure out the goals. Okay? I move the chess pieces on the global domination platform.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I very much believe in, whether it's politics or business management or employment, is, especially when I was on the other end of it, when I was the employee, Aaron, we want this to be done. Okay, good. I get that done. Oh, but by the way, let's get our dick up your ass and our fist down your throat, and we're going to tell you how to do it to the granular cellular level. And it's like, I can't do that job then. Do you want this job done? Yes or no? If you do, get the fuck out of my way and give me the resources to do it. And that's the same going the other way. It's like, I want this state collapsed. I want that town wiped off the face of the planet. I don't care how you do it. Develop that on your own because that's your specialty. John Wick, I want you to protect me. I would not have a say in how it would be done. I say, what do you want me to do? What do you think is the best way to do this? And that's why I like about this team is they just need a goal and an objective, and the rest is taken care of. Maybe they need resources. Okay, here's 5 divisions of tanks, whatever. But there's none of this like, oh, I'm going to stick my nose like with Vietnam, or I'm going to tell you soldiers and LBJ, I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to get my nose in here. It's like, no, make Vietnam free. I don't care how you do it. Make it free. Now I'm going to go fish and play with the dog or something like that.
For some reason, I thought Ronald Reagan was going to be one of these, but then you were veering away from political figures.
Yeah, this is like the badass. You got to keep in mind, it really is a mercenary team. I want the job done. And I'm not doing it with smiles or happiness or kindness. You know, Ronald Reagan was a happy, smiley guy.
Yeah.
This is a lot of it is also kind of like Rome, where it's like, I don't care if they like us. I want them to fear us. And if you were faced with the dream team of Thanos, Patton, Oprah, and John Wick, and I have one more left.
Oprah.
I mean, do you want to fuck with those guys? Do you want to fuck with those guys and gals?
Not even Oprah. I would not want to fuck with Oprah.
Yeah, one of them alone, you're just kind of like, oh shit, yeah, I don't want to piss off Patton. You definitely don't want to piss off John Wick. You know, you wouldn't even see it. Patton will at least do you the honor and the privilege of you'll hear him coming miles away because he'll have a billion tanks and a bunch of armor and planes and shit. You'll know he's coming for you. John Wick, he could be behind you right now, and then you're dead, and it's just over. John Wick would almost be as much, you know, we'd have the Wick team. Do you want the Wick team to pay you a visit? I can arrange it. And they're like, oh, fuck no.
The Wick team. Give me just 1 second. I got to close a window that blew open. 1 second.
A window actually blew open. What's he doing now? Look at him doing his Chad Elkins thing. I turn it off on mute. Now it won't show up. Oh, that's the problem. He's acting all goofy is what he's doing there. Hey, Chad, we're just talking, saying good things about you.
I bet when I go back, you're probably calling me names again. Like
I would never do. No, Mr. Elkins. No, come on here. I care about you as much as your mother does. Your mother only thinks you can do no wrong. And we respect you here at Asshole Consulting. All right, the final one, Darius. I'll be surprised if anyone gets this.
Darius?
Darius. Not my buddy from South Carolina. No, North Carolina, Charlotte. Not my buddy who now lives in Phoenix. Darius, the Persian king.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
Okay, he was like the guy that throughout history, there's always the strong man that unites the tribes. He basically, and this is really butchering the history of Persia, he kind of founded the Persian Empire, got everybody together and say, hey, knock it off with this shit. We're going to go. So, and not only was he a brilliant military tactician and blah, 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 and but I think he also had a lot of political skills as well. And then the other thing is, unlike his son, Xerxes, which you do know because you watched 300, right? You saw 300?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, Xerxes, the weird homosexual-looking guy they made to look gay, that is the son of Darius, if I remember my history correctly. Some nerd is probably, well, technically that's not true. But Darius, if you go back and read his history, he is a badass. Patton was not a politician. Darius was a statesman, a politician, a leader, warlord, but he was also, and this would be the only, kind of like Ataturk of Turkey, the only thing, only moral compass or anchoring I might have would be have Darius there where I'd say, am I doing anything morally wrong? And he'd be like, yeah, a lot. I say, okay, anything really, really morally wrong? He'd be like, maybe not. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. So he'd be the only thing I'd have tethered to a soul or morality. Everything else would be kill, destroy, maim, threaten, hurt, harm, lie, deceit, brainwash, propagandize.
Wow, that's a hell of a dream team you got there.
Well, it's global domination. It's not democracy. It's not fun. It's not anything I'd necessarily want. But I'll tell you, the globe would be conquered in a matter of 48 hours, maybe a little bit more. But that would be the global domination team.
Well, I want to give you props for the diversity. I know you're big into diversity.
I am. I didn't realize we have a female. She's also black. Darius, I guess, would be Persian,
yeah,
right. Although technically that's Caucasianoid, if I think is what they call. I mean, technically it's considered white, but let's just say Middle Eastern is a different ethnicity. It predates Islam. Thanos, I don't know what he is. He's an alien race of some. He's purple. We're for the purple people.
I'm telling you, you got the wide spectrum here.
It's true. Do you got time for the nightclub crew or the girl gaming crew, where you got to go and produce GDP?
Another 5 minutes or so.
Okay, we're not gonna do it. All right, here, who do you want on your team when you go into the nightclub?
In the nightclub?
Yeah, or just scoping for chicks.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Dan Bilzerian's probably number one on that one.
Good choice. Good choice. I didn't think of that. Okay.
Yeah, because we're just talking a nightclub, right? We're not talking anything.
No, just getting girls. Like, I don't know. What did he say? Running game on girls. So I would just take that as getting girls. Like if you're like your entourage, you could be getting bottle service at a Vegas casino, or you could be out at a bar or whatever.
Yeah, it would have to be him as my number one pick.
All right, he's your wingman.
Yeah, I mean, assuming he's there to help you and not take them all for himself.
Yeah. All right, you don't have anyone else? You don't even want no girls on that team?
No, that was just what came to mind. All right, so you're in a nightclub. Who else would you pick? Let's see. I would pick Vince.
Glad Ahmed came up with this. Oh, Vince. Yeah, but people don't know who Vince is. Vince would obviously, yeah.
Just giving him a shout out. Yeah.
and he would steal your girl. He would.
And he would deserve it too.
And he would deserve it too, because let's just face it, nobody's fucking Vince. I mean, we're not Vince. You're not a fucking Marine. You're not. I don't want to mention his other job, which is also super masculine and manly. Ain't nobody fucking Vince.
Somebody said Michelle Obama. Oh my goodness, I'm in a club. I'm just gonna say Trump because
Trump. Okay.
why not? Everybody. He will elicit a reaction out of everybody, and everybody will want to talk to him.
Okay. All right. Well, you've gone too literal again into the real world. Again, I've had more time to think about it. First one, my wingman.
Who's yours?
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Iron Man.
Oh, right. Yeah, somebody was
Billionaire.
Mentioning that earlier in the chat as part of your original dream team, actually.
Yeah, if I don't know if I had to have a compilation of just a group of people I'd want around me to handle all instances, this would be a different team. But yeah, so there's Tony Stark, the coolest man ever. Who would it be in the history of the United States? Real person, coolest guy ever. I'll even give you a hint. He was an actor. He is dead now.
He's American, you said? Because I had a British guy in mind.
Nope. This is about as American as you can get.
Oh, John Wayne.
Nope. Cooler than John Wayne. The king of cool.
John Wayne.
Oh yes, this guy. John Wayne was a badass, but this guy is cool.
This guy, and he's dead. He's been dead a long time, I'm guessing, right?
Decades. He's been dead decades.
Cary Grant.
The king of cool.
The king of cool.
The king of cool. Honest to God. Everybody in the chat room probably has it by now.
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
I'll thank Nick for that one. Thank you, Nick.
All right. Here's one. Again, this wouldn't necessarily be nightclub. This is the guy you want on your team. All right. This is probably the most understated sexy man alive today. And you'd get girls with a keen eye.
So this could be a fictional character?
No, this is a real person in the real world, and you'd want this guy on your team. He's a little bit older, but he's probably the most masculine man alive today.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Not Clint Eastwood. Good, but Clint Eastwood is too old. This guy could still pull girls in their 20s all the way up to their 60s if you wanted to.
Geez. Okay, so he's probably in his 70s or...
No, he's in his 50s. He's in his 50s, yeah.
So we're talking Schwarzenegger, Stallone.
Nope, not that level celebrity.
Okay, so lower than that.
I'll give you a hint. He's worked for a living.
Really? So let me ask you, how would we know him?
By television.
Television, okay. Hugh Jackman. No.
This guy has worked real jobs his entire life. Made a career off of working real jobs.
And acting is not a real job, right?
Acting is a trait and a secondary side skill he did not know he had until, on a bet, he tried out for the local opera in, I think it was, Pennsylvania.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody said Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe?
Mike Rowe. You want
Really?
Mike Rowe on your team, yes.
I didn't know that backstory about him. That's cool.
He is one of the coolest dudes ever, man. Like, if you look at his backstory, it's kind of like, wow, that's a real man. And you mentioned Mike Rowe to any woman that has a bit of couth. You say party girls aren't going to pick that up. But a gal of substance who actually knows who Mike Rowe, they will say Mike Rowe. Because he is like the cat's meow to because he's like buff and ripped and he does real work and and the guy is jacked. The guy is, you do not want to get in a fight with Mike Rowe. You just say yes, sir. And that. All right, then there's two gals I have.
Two gals, okay.
Two gals, both dead.
Oh,
but you need girls to be the wing women so that these are the gals. I'll give you a hint. You walk in with them. All the women are like, what the fuck do those guys have? Like, why are these? I'll give you another hint. They're top-notch women.
So, were you ever an Audrey Hepburn fan?
You are very close. Audrey Hepburn.
Rita Hayworth.
Nope.
Oh,
Audrey Hepburn is too mousy for me.
So not those two, but the same era, I'm guessing.
Same era, yes. And I'll even give you another hint. One of the women on this team shares the same last name as Audrey Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn. I want Katharine Hepburn with her eagle eye and her wit. I want her on my team. She could run all sorts of back game.
I think Nick guessed your fifth one.
Fifth one.
Sophia Loren.
Sophia Loren. There you go.
Well done, Nick. He got most of these.
Yep. That's now I could be wrong. I could be missing people. But for my nightclub running game on girls, I want Tony Stark, Steve McQueen, Mike Rowe, Katharine Hepburn, and Sophia Loren.
Nice. That's a good mix.
It is a good mix. It is a good mix. So you got to get going and do your work.
I got to get going, man.
All right.
I will. I'll catch you later. Have fun this evening.
I will. And because company parties are always, it's sad. I know this sounds horrible, but you only go to these company parties. You're like, I wonder who others' wives I'd bang here, and you walk in like none of them. It's like, God, this party sucks.
I forgot you. Just is going to be. You had texted me about something. Just yesterday. Let me know when I can help you with that. Remember?
Yes.
Just let me know.
We'll worry about it later. It's no rush. So, all right, we'll see you later, Chad.
All right, see you later, man.
Okay. We got some one fan mail. I got other fan mail, but it's spread across multiple email platforms. Cappy, I discovered your content on YouTube just over a year ago. Your videos and books have already saved me a shit ton of heartache and misery and money. They've also helped me discover what I'd like to do professionally. I've been doing the two-prong approach for almost a year now, and I'm inching closer and closer to being able to quit my job and work for myself full-time at the age of 25. Outstanding. Anyways, I would really enjoy the chance for a quick chat with you and say thanks to see how your business endeavors are going. One of my current clients is George Bruno, the popular YouTuber within the red pill manifestor space, and I think I could offer some advice on how to grow your audience and income. I looked at his site. I'm not. Give me specific actionable items here, guys. I don't do. Would you be open for a quick chat sometime? No, just tell me what it is. I have no time. No time. That's another reason I don't have time to necessarily grow. I've had to spend a lot of time diversifying and playing insurance man, getting insurance policies, creating completely new streams of revenue, which takes additional time, effort, labor, and sometimes money. And now that I've sown those seeds and watered them and fertilized them, now they got to grow. I do not have time for chats. I don't have time for sit downs. Tell me what the fuck it is, and then I'll see if hey, here's your action item. All this bullshit. Like, I remember even interviewing. Let's meet up for lunch and let get to know you. Fuck you. You're not going to be working with me. Here's my resume. Here's my skills. Do you want put me in contact with the hiring manager or not? We have to know how you interact. Well, I guess the hiring manager will find that out now, won't he? Or she. There's not enough time. Not enough time, ladies and gentlemen. We might as well do sponsors. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, we got a new one. Not a new one. I just got the book in the mail. The Complications of a Large Penis. This finally came in. This is a spoof book because it has nothing in there. You put this book on your, I don't know, bar. I had a bar at my bachelor pad. It was very nice. Made the bar myself. Put all the staining and everything. It came out real nice. That's something that you would put on your bar or your coffee table. And it's stupid. I know it's stupid. And the author knows it's stupid. But for, was it $15, $20? How much is this? Whatever it is on Amazon. It's only available in paperback because it doesn't make sense to have it on Kindle. Then you got issues. If you're reading a book with nothing in it about having a large penis. It's a gag gift. That's what it is. If you are looking for a white elephant gift, I think it's a white elephant gift. Yeah, like Christmas, you want to give a book to someone on a lark or a joke, get this book for them. And then if you happen to be a bachelor, women are going to know this is a joke, and then you can put it there. And they know you don't have an incredibly large penis, but it will be a conversation starter, a conversation piece. Oh, what else we got? We got the Pence Principle here. Lessons all men must learn from Fort Kavanaugh. It is more essay length, as you can see, but it is vital. And for whatever the amount of money in dollars that you would spend on it, this basically will ensure you don't get Kavanaugh'd. You don't get falsely accused of rape or sexual harassment or throwing ice in 1987, which I think he was accused of. Did you know he drank when he was younger? Did you know he had beer when he was in college? Anyway, so if you would like to proof yourself against false accusations and protect your future life, now's the time, because apparently these bitches are going to go back 30 odd years. and accuse you of that. Anyway, get that book. Mandatory reading for all young men and old men if you're going. God almighty. I get to hang out with my grandma this weekend. Grandma's still alive, 92 years old, I think now. I got to ask her because I already know the answer, but I don't want to be impolite. But like, what did any of this stuff happen back then? I mean, I want to know what the flake rate was back in 1938. That's what I want to know. What's the flake rate in the 40s? 0? I mean, I can't imagine women of the World War II era saying, yes, Bob, I'll show up on a date and go to the Nickelodeon with you, and then they wouldn't show up. I know it's going to be impolite, but I got to ask my grandma. I say, dude, what? Did women stand men up for dates back then? I mean, really, what happened? What? So I guess it's a different world now, and now you gotta get vaccinated by reading books like The Pence Principle, so you don't how to bulletproof yourself against the false accusations of women. This is the book you want to get for Christmas for either yourself or some young man or old man who's looking their way through life. Bachelor Pad Economics, that's the financial advice Bible for men. And then the latest book, which is not really a book, it is a backup. It is much larger than I thought it would be, which is all right. This kind of makes a nice little coffee table book there. With new covers. I redid all the covers for the best of books to have pinups by 3 different artists. Anyway, love letters to the left. The only way this one differs than the other backup books is that my writing has changed over the years, where I no longer provide empirical data, evidence, logic, and reason, because nobody listens to that when they want to be lied to. And so the lion's share of my effort over the past 2 years has been going into delving and understanding and explaining leftist psychology, because that's how we're going to advance. And I figured them out. It's actually quite sad and simple. They're just lazy and they're egotistical. They don't want to work, but they still want applause and accolades. So we can have that there. Then we have The Great Emu War by the-quintessentialist.blogspot.com. The Great Emu War is on Amazon.com. You can find that there. His blog, the-quintessentialist.blogspot.com, is on Amazon. He also has a Teespring account, teespring.com/stores/Evans, EVANS-author. The promo code is Aaron, AARON. Everyone asks, how do you spell that? ERIN? I'm like, did you not go to Sunday school? Moses, Aaron. Be amazed. Maybe it's just because I went to parochial school and had Exodus and drilled into my head. How do you not know Aaron and Moses? How? How do you not know that? Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, Aaron and Moses. Kylie and Peele. Well, how have you? And Aaron and Moses predate all the rest of them. How do you spell that? Did you look at? Nah, never mind. So you can find out the Quintessentialists' various offerings there. ArrowheadWatchboxes.com. If you have some watches, you collect watches, give them the comfort and niceness they deserve. Get them a professional luxury watch box. You can go to arrowheadwatchboxes.com, check out the pictures there. And it also serves as a jewelry case in case you have some nice jewelry. InDemandCareer.com. If you guys are looking for a job and you don't want to go to college, this is particularly for you younger guys out there and gals. Check out Seth Himes, InDemandCareer.com. He has a training program where he'll teach you how to do digital marketing and go work for yourself. And you know what's great? We didn't have this when I was a kid. We didn't have this work from home telecommute stuff. Since it's digital advertising, it's all online. You don't have to go physically anywhere. You can look like a piece of shit like me. Look at how shit I am. Do you see how shit I am? The hat, I wear that because it's cold and I don't know I have to do my hair. No, I haven't taken a shower. And I gotta chop, don't I? Oh, I better chumma. You can do this. Hey, do you want to be a schleppy looking dope like Cappy? Well, hey, go to In-Demand Career and you get to work from home. And you're not going to make billions, but you're going to make more than... You're not going to go anywhere near the amount of debt. It's not going to take you anywhere near the amount of time. You could do it in 3 months with dedicated work, and you could start making money. You'll make more than anyone graduating with a liberal arts degree. And it's going to be, you're not going to have debt. You're just not going to have debt. You're not going to have to borrow money for this training. Ridge Wallet, here we go. RFID compliant Ridge Wallet, where you can just pop open look how small that is. A minimalist wallet. You can have some money clip and you could fit some credit cards in it. Yeah, it is real tight. God darn it. How do you get, there you go. Like that. You can open it like that, put more credit cards in. You can loosen it up too. So loosening. Oh, that's what it is. You undo the screws a little bit, give it a little bit more girth. Very chic, very sharp, very minimalistic. But if you have credit card or not credit cards, if you got, you save receipts, and my wallet's a little thicker. It's not the George Costanza wallet, but mine's a little bit thicker. But if you are a minimalist and you just got your credit card and that's it, it is sharp. I just wish I could use it. It's because this would not hold. That's basically it. It won't hold receipts. I need receipts so I can write stuff off, and if I ever get audited, I'm like, here's the receipt. We already did that. OrionsColdFire.com. Check out our good friend who writes but also takes photographs. He has a photography section at Orion's Cold Fire, and he does a lot of traveling. One time he was in Utah. The next time he's in Boston. I'm like, how the hell? So he puts up some really good pictures there. Take a break from that. Obama is afraid of Cheryl Atkinson. You can find that on Amazon.com. It is a documentation of everything Obama had done wrong, both illegal and not illegal, constitutional, unconstitutional. Check that out if you want a reference book. So if anyone ever argues with you about Obama, you can really just look it up. You page through it right here. It is. This is what happened. And if not that, then it at least tells you what happened. You can go and look it up on the internet. Academiccomposition.com. I think, yeah, this has got to be the last week of college. So everyone's in final season. You're all in busy season. If you guys don't want to write your book and you just want to go home for an extra week, or your book, you don't want to write your papers, contact Alex at academiccomposition.com and have him and his writing staff bang out a paper for you. No reason to. And you don't want to do this like, I'm an electrical engineer. I want someone else to do my homework for electrical engineering. No, you don't want to do that. But all these 2 years of bullshit classes you got to take, your prereqs that have nothing to do with your degree. Now, look, if corporations outsource mundane tasks that aren't mission critical, that's smart. And we applaud them. And oh my God, we just jack up their stock price because they're so smart. This is no different. This is outsourcing. Smart people outsource. Just don't get busted, all right? Well, Eric Clarey's did, and then I told my teacher to fuck off because I had and then I got banned. Put on academic probation. Although everyone I know that got busted for academic probation, the colleges and universities are just so desperate for your money, they ultimately don't care. And I know a couple adjuncts, they don't care either. They're just, I don't give a damn. Here's your fucking B+. Get the fuck out of here. Give me my fucking money. And that was me. I didn't really allow cheating. The dean of the school I did allowed it. Well, we'll just let him go this time. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Oh, I got it now. We're here to take their money. Got it. But yeah, by the time I had finished my teaching career, it was like B+ is for everybody. And if you show up all the time, here's your A. Yeah, you're the greatest teacher ever. And then precious metals. If you're looking to buy precious metals, go to MN, the abbreviation for Minnesota, mngoldbuyer.com. Put your order in. Tell them that Cappy sent you. Or call my buddy Mike at 763-657-7843. That is 763. See, I got everyone. What fucking number was that again? 763-657-7843. Name is Mike. Let him know that Clarey or Cappy or that asshole in Minnesota saying he'll know who you're talking about, obviously, there. And that's about it. What else? We had all the stuff I got. Oh, the Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide. You guys know Chad. He's a nice guy. Go to elkinscpa.com. If you're the type not to file extensions, he wants you as a client. He wants problem-free clients. What else? Oh. I don't know. My books, you guys all know my books. They're all right here. But you could go to Amazon.com and click on it. See if there's some books that will help you out. I give you 1,000% rate of return guarantee with my books, meaning if you spend $10, it'll save you $100 over the course of your life or more, likely hundreds of thousands of dollars more. We have If you're in a charitable mood, you can do this. You can go to olderbrother.com. That's our other site. /donate, olderbrother.com/donate. And there are 3 ways you can help out the old Claremeister beyond buying books and telling people, or liking the video if you're watching it now, subscribing to the channel. We're almost at 43,000. You can give away your money through Patreon, in which case you get nothing in return. You can give away your money by going to PayPal, the PayPal link there as well, and you will get nothing in return. Or you could click on the 3rd link, which is the Amazon banner, or you go to captaincapitalism.blogspot.com, look for the tall blonde in the naughty Santa outfit with the thigh-high white boots. Like, who diggity? Thank God that was a free domain picture. You could click on the Amazon link there too, and you could just do all your Amazon affiliate shopping that you were going to do anyway. It's not going to cost you anything more than you were going to spend, so there's 0 cost to you. It's just that I get a percentage and a cut. And so that is the best way to help out the old Claire. Holy shit, I made $78 a couple days ago. $78. I was like, look, because I look at now that I wish that was every day, but it's like somebody bought a lot of shit. I'm like, hot diggity. So if you guys want to help out, that's the best way. That's the most efficient way to do it. And if you really want to help yourself out or other people, I got tons of books out there. Reconnaissance Man, Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, Bachelor Pad Economics, Worthless, Enjoy the Decline, Curse of the High IQ, Poor Richard's Retirement. And if you have bought them already and read them, please do a review of them online. Run Guts, Pull Cones, Pushing Rubber Downhill. That's our good buddy Adam Piggott. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com. He's got those 2 books out. I'll get to the League of Extraordinary Podcasters here later. I gotta bang this out. I did want to talk about this. We got to go through the super chats in case there are more super chats. I feel bad when you guys donate the money and then the super chat or the chat room scrolls past the money. Here's Nick. All right, Nick Schulander. Thank you, Nick. Nick, I hope you're making a lot of money. I appreciate the money. I just don't want you like going without groceries this week. How do you guarantee normies will never become successful? Just tell them how to be successful. They won't pay attention. Do you agree? What is this? Who's calling me? Some scam artist. Here's what's... You don't have to guarantee normies will never be successful. There is no action required on your part to guarantee a normie will be unsuccessful. The reason why is normies just they're sheep and they'll follow what other people tell them. And there are more people out there willing to lie to other people to take advantage of them than there are assholes like me that want to tell you guys the truth so that maybe you improve your life. At the core of it is a laziness and a cowardice and a fear of having to work hard, that life is going to be harder than what they expect. And there are so many people on the game and the racket of telling people that they're entitled to this, they deserve that. The reason their life sucks is because of other things, the Jews or whitey or patriarchy or isms and discrimination and sexism, and that they are completely sold and what's the word I'm looking for? They are completely immersed within an environment that is circular and thorough. It's like in religion. Let me give you an example. We had to take hymnology when we were kids at the parochial school. We went to this Christian Nazi concentration camp. It's just horrible. And one of the things we had to learn was hymnology. And you say, okay, hymnology, what's that? It's where you would memorize hymns. Now, inevitably, after 3 or 4 years of this, especially when you learn how to read, you're like, why are we memorizing hymns when we have a hymn book and we can just read the hymns as we go along? Why do we have to And in a lightning speed, our female teacher had an answer. She says, well, there was this woman and she ended up going blind. And the only hymns she could sing were those that she had memorized. And to, what are you in the 3rd grade? 8 years old, maybe 9. To an 8 or 9 year old brain, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because in case we go blind, we better spend thousands of hours memorizing hymns. And then by about the 6th or 7th grade, you get to the logic like, wait a minute. Reading isn't the only way to memorize hymns. Like I memorized a bunch of songs just listening to it over and over again. And then there's also this thing called Braille. Why are we wasting our time again? And who knows why they had you memorize hymns? I don't know. I guess because they like wasting time and they hate children. It wouldn't surprise me. But my point is about that religion or any religion, it has an answer for everything. It has a complete self-sustaining philosophy or ideology. It may be founded in lies. It may be founded in erroneous premises. If you step out of it, you could see it for its faults at best, its flaws at best, the cult it is at worst. But normal people live in this fully contained and sealed bubble that cannot be bursted because every major institution within the United States or the world has an answer for everything. X happened to you. Well, it's because of Y. And it's never your own fault. Never. And I think that's one of the founding principles of this, whatever you want to call it, quasi-religion, global cult, whatever, the normie world, is that it's never your fault and you always deserve and you're entitled to things. Because people are at their core are lazy and egotists. So normies, they're doomed to be unsuccessful anyway because they don't think outside the box. They have a completely prefabricated ideology. I don't even want to call it ideology because it's beyond politics. Life philosophy that dooms them to normalcy, that prevents them from becoming successful. Because to become successful, you have to step out of the box. You have to get out of the matrix. You have to look at something different and create a whole new way of doing, asshole consulting's perfect example. The red pill, telling harsh truths, that's a completely different example. Compared to what? Oprah, daytime talk shows. Oh my goodness, you're all amazing, wonderful people. And go buy this $6,000 purse because otherwise you're just a fat sow who's not popular or the queen bee. So normies will never be successful. You don't have to work hard at preventing a normie from being successful. They won't ever work at they're addicted to failure. They're addicted to being a normie. So how do you guarantee normies will never become successful? Just tell them how to be successful. They won't even listen to that. If anything, you'll tell them how to be successful and you'll be called a name. An ist or an ism, or you're mean, or my favorite one, you ignorant. You're just ignorant. Like, okay, millennials. If it's not an ist or, like, if you didn't say anything race related, even tangentially or sexually related tangentially, the millennials will call you ignorant as the catch-all. Like, yeah, your degree is pretty worthless. You're just ignorant. Okay, I'm ignorant. You have fun. Bye. Any other super chats? John Steele. Hey, John Steele's at Aaron. Why do you hate the Jews? I don't know. I'd have to start hating a quarter of myself. I'm actually quite pro-Jew. I'll tell you this. And the reason why, like, if I'm ever going to join a religion, it's going to be Judaism. And the reason why is just because of the hate boner everybody hates for them or has for them. Because if there's that much hate for a group of people, then they got to be doing something right. It's kind of like the piss off principle. Like, if somebody's pissed off at me, I did it right. I did it right. And if everybody hates the Jews for whatever reason, I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, you're my team. Yeah, I don't believe a word you got there in that book of yours, but everything else, people hate me too. What did I did? I tried to tell them the truth. I was successful. Yeah. I think I'm going to join your team. Hey, does this quarter Jewish blood get me any credentials? Can I go buy some property at a settlement in Israel? Never set foot in a synagogue, never read a word in the Torah, don't know a damn thing about Judaism except they murdered Jesus. And yeah, the Egypt thing of Pharaoh and Red Sea, and hey, Canaan, and oh my God, Babylonians, and Nebuchadnezzar, and then hey, the guy free. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I think Darius freed the Jews from Babylon or Babylonia. Maybe, do I remember my ancient history correct? Am I starting to become that guy who can answer questions in Jeopardy and maybe come away with some money? Oh, All right. I just got to bang this out. Let's get this from Reason Magazine. I think Chris Beckloff sent this to us. You guys know Chris over at, no, not the Beckloff. No, he doesn't have a website. He just has a YouTube channel. Facebook also becoming a sexuality-free zone. Reason Roundup. New rules banned erotic art, talk of shared sexual interest, kink groups, and anything that encourages sexual encounters between adults. I didn't think you could. Who would have thought the free market would have been more prudish and stringent and Nazi-like than the FCC? I mean, you know there's something wrong when the government is allowing more freedom than free market companies, free private entities. Just a few days after Tumblr announced that it would ban all pornography, Facebook has pulled the proverbial hold my beer with its new sexual solicitation policy. And I believe this. I believe it because it's from Reason Magazine. They're not in the world of fake news or yellow journalism or sensationalism. Oh, where did it go? I had it here a second ago. Nope. Facebook will now restrict sexually explicit language because some audience within our global community may be sensitive to this type of content, as well as talk about partners who share sexual interests, art featuring people posed provocatively, sexualized slang, or any hints or mentions of sexual positions or fetish scenarios. The company has long been known for bizarre content moderation choices, at times downright puritanical, at others permissive, in a way that goes beyond the typical vagaries of monitoring and filtering massive amounts of content. The site has gotten flack for banning everything from photos posted by breastfeeding mothers to classical art to Stone Age sculpture in a willy-nilly manner. Remember, I think it's now 40% or a very large, certainly more than a third of Facebook's staff, a third of its labor expenses, shareholders. You'd think maybe Mark Zuckerberg would like a profit too. That is going towards censorship and content editors. You guys are blowing, I don't know, billions. I'd have to look, certainly millions, hundreds of millions, certainly that, on having content editors. The new sexual solicitation policy starts by saying that while Facebook wants to facilitate discussion and draw attention to sexual violence and exploitation, let's only focus on the dark shit of sex. Here's sex. It's this big, varied, wide topic with glorious heavenly highs and dark, evil, pedophiliac lows. Good and evil. Let's focus on the bad shit. Let's not have any fun. Oh no. Hey, let's be Wisconsin Synod. Sex is bad, and you should only have it to make more kids. Otherwise, it's bad. But don't focus on the fun crap. Yeah, why would we want to see hot chicks posing in lingerie or bikinis? You know, fuck that. Fuck that. I want to be reminded of the sexual exploitation of sex slaves and unfortunately child porn. That's what I want to be reminded about. As if life isn't depressing enough, that's what Facebook is going to allow. Because what we need is we need less attractive women, right? Because there's just too much hot women out there, right? These millennial boys and the Gen Z guys who don't have any testosterone in the nads because all the women are puke-inducingly ugly. There's nothing of inspiration. And hey, maybe there might be a cute chick on there. Nope. Hey, look, here's a child prostitute in Korea. Oh my God, stop it. And I'm like, oh, yay, I'm in such a happy mood now. It draws the line when content facilitates, encourage, or coordinates sexual encounters between adults. Can we pause a moment to appreciate how weird it is that they lump those things together in the first place? Whatever the intent, it reads as if only content coding sex as exploitative, violent, and negative will be tolerated on the site, while even encouraging consensual adult sex is forbidden. It goes on to instruct users not to post the following. This is from Facebook. Attempts to coordinate or recruit for adult sexual activities such as filmed sexual activities, pornographic activities, and erotic dances or massages. What in fuck's name is there to live for? For God's fucking sake, you damn well know some fat feminist broad who hasn't had her pussy lips spread in a zillion years, probably crusted shut. Who the fuck knows that, hey, you got to get a Husqvarna chainsaw to get at? Not that you'd want to. You need to carpet bomb it with fucking bleach. That's the type of woman that came up with this. That's the type. I'm sorry to sound so crass, but that's the type of woman that came up with this. Oh my God, who would have thought feminist leftists would be so anti-sex? Who would have thought? Like, what? Yeah, I remember, it was a long time ago, I remember when the liberals were kind of cool in one regard, and that was they were libertarian when it came to social freedoms. And not just what the government would permit, but what society would permit. Hey, you want to be gay and have gay? Go ahead. We're for, whatever. That's live and let live. Hey, you want to go and have sex and be, you go right ahead. You want to dress however, you go right ahead. I'll even argue, yeah, girls, you want to get tattoos? Okay, you can do that. I don't have to like it, but you can do that. And now, whatever, viral, I mean that in a virus sense, viral, anti-fun, anti-happiness strain of feminism has got into these young gals that are sitting now, obviously at a decision node, the position of decisional power here in Facebook. Now we can't have the fun sex. No, bad sex, evil sex. Maybe these feminists at Facebook could get together with some Wisconsin Synod pastors. They could all come up with a new book on how evil sex is. Explicit sexual solicitation, which is defined as offering or asking for sex or sexual partners, sex chats or conversations and nude images. God, no wonder Facebook's just going to get really, I mean, they're talking about how people on Facebook, the average age is like 35. Well, that's going to get a lot older now. Implicit sexual solicitation, which is defined as mention of a sexual act along with at least one of the following suggestive elements. How much fucking time do you have to get to this level? I want you to think of a person and their mind that came up with this. Just think they came up with this, like this 4 bullet point here. Vague, suggestive statements such as looking for a good time tonight. Sexualized slang. Sexual hints such as mention of sexual roles, positions, or fetish. How are they going to enforce this? How are they going to enforce this? Content, hand-drawn, digital, or real-world art that may depict explicit sexual activity or suggestively posed persons. Offers or requests for other adult activities such as commercial pornography or partners who share sexual fetish interests. Content that engages in explicit sexual solicitation by including, but not limited to, the following: offering or asking for sex or sexual partners, sex chat or conversations, nude images. Content that offers or asks for other adult activities such as commercial pornography, partners who share fetish or sexual interests. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This would be banned. This would be banned. This would be banned. I can't post this on Facebook. I'm posting it. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to post it. We can't post pinup art on Facebook no more. My God. Sexually explicit language that adds details and goes beyond mere naming or mentioning of a state of sexual arousal, wetness, or erection, an act of sexual intercourse, sexual penetration, self-pleasuring, or exercising fetish scenarios. Man, you want to talk about prudes, guys. The Christians look to be the crazy people in this one. They look like the party group compared to these guys. Hang on. Meg writes, to be clear, Facebook already had a ban on porn and sexual solicitation on the platform. It was previously stated are the sexual exploitation of adults and adult nudity and sexual activities. This sounds like you almost want to say acts at the end of it, like the government is coming, the Sexual Exploitation of Adult Act of 2010, and the Adult Nudity and Sexual Activity Act of 1997. Like, hey, they're a fucking government. Section of Facebook's content rules. However, the social network decided to flesh out the anti-sexual solicitation policy to help Facebook better address the content on the platform. a company spokesperson told PC Mag. This change was prompted in large part by conversations with our content reviewers. Censors, thought police, Nazis. Just call them what they are, all right? Who told us that the sexual exploitation policy did not adequately distinguish between exploitation, example, my ex was a slut, look at the photo she sent me, and solicitation, example, looking for swingers Friday, 8 p.m., wear pink, the spokesperson said in an email. The company didn't directly comment on concerns the new policy was too broad and might prohibit people from engaging in dirty talk on the site. It's not going to. This is going to mean, hey, drugs are illegal, and you're not going to be able to enforce it. But Facebook said it crafted the new rules with input from third-party organizations that specialize in women's and children's safety issues. Yeah, I'm sure you did. And I'm sure their primary goal was children's safety issues. I highly doubt it. There's nothing to really talk about. There's nothing to talk about here. The social justice warriors and the culture of big tech are so skewed and so removed, not from the mainstream. I wouldn't even say that. They're so removed from human biology. Heck, they're trying to ban all these radio stations to show how virtue signaling they are, especially in San Francisco, are banning Baby It's Cold Outside. And then when they took a poll, even in San Francisco, 90% of the people said, we want to hear that song. It's perfectly fine. These big tech people and the social justice warriors and the corporate virtue signalers are getting so far removed from human biology and logic and common sense that the day is coming. No one's going to use it. That's going to be their torpedo. That's how Sears went belly up. This is how Google's going to go belly up, or no one's going to follow. They're no longer going to be the platform. My God. And it's already happening. The younger generations aren't even, who's on Facebook? There was that statistic, that study. Social media sites by age. My graphics here's the Pew Review, pewinternet.org. How does this chart work? No, that's okay. Here we go. Ages. All right. So the older you get, has the percentage down on the x-axis, 50. Okay. 50 plus. YouTube and Facebook are the most popular. 18 to 24 and the 20 to 25s, nearly everybody else is on YouTube, 94%. They also tightly group around 80% on Facebook. Yeah, and here's where the difference comes in. The young kids are on the Snapchats and the Instagrams. Twitter is kind of across the board. Well, this doesn't statistically looks like the kids are over on Facebook and YouTube as much as anybody else. I could have swore that the teenager, maybe it's the young kids, the teenagers, like the 13s, the 17s aren't on it anymore. God almighty, take away sex. Dude, you take away sex from anything, nothing's gonna happen. That's the only reason men get up in the morning. It's the go ahead, take it away. See how great cars work without fuel. Go ahead. Oh, let's go to the super chat room again. Dr. Khan blog, being kicked out of 109 places doesn't mean they're doing something right. What guys at clubs? Oh, he's talking about Jews, I think. How 109? How'd you get 109? Cappy hates the banks. Guess who owns them? Yeah, pension funds, 401k plans, institutions. No doubt, pluralistic percentage of them are Jews own a disproportionate percent of various industries, especially Hollywood. I can't help it. They work hard, guys. I can't help it. They got hustle. You know, dentists, doctors, accountants. I mean, you don't see a lot of panhandling Jews. I'm gonna stand up for them. I don't like the fact that communism and socialism is also heavily not infiltrated, but disproportionately represented. I don't like the fact that Jews vote Democrat all the time. I mean, I wish there were more Dennis Pragers of the world. Shapiro Jewish? Hang on. It doesn't matter. And think about the world's most famous Jew ever, the most popular Jew, Spike Spiegel. Huh? How can you hate the Jews when they got Spike Spiegel on their team? You can't. The coolest Jew ever, Spike Spiegel. No one got that joke. Get to the final. Sorry, guys. When we do this, I gotta have a bunch of channels open. Let's do the League of Extraordinary Podcasters in case you guys get tired of listening to the Clarey podcast and all that other stuff. We have 405media.com. Check that out. Kerry Lutz's site, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. If you're looking for precious metals, central banking, finance, economics, it's really more of an economics blog and a personal financial management blog. I would check that out. Silvio Canto's website, Canto Talk. You can find that on blogtalkradio.com. It is not solely this. He does talk about regular stuff, but he does have a show or a segment on Latino politics because he himself is Latino. He's also wrote a book, Cubanos in Wisconsin, because he escaped Cuba when he was 10 or 11 years old. Very interesting book. That would make a good Christmas book. And then any one of these Western dipshit kids that say, we haven't done communism right, give them that book and have them, tell them to have a cup of shut the fuck up. O'Shea Jackson, our good friend out in Poland, who has his channel. That's for the black gentlemen out there, but you don't have to be black to enjoy the show because I'm looking forward to it. I'm driving across the country, going to binge on O'Shea. Nothing's better than driving across Nebraska than listening to O'Shea Jackson because there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing. Economic Invincibility. Check out him on YouTube. Jim Fear, 138.blogspot.com. Jim Fear, 138.blogspot.com. He has a podcast. He has a blog. And he also does great narration for books. He has recorded several of my books, and he's a very good pro. Agreeable rates as well. TJMartinell.com. TJ Martinell, if you don't know, he is a real journalist. He lives out in Cascadia. He has a great podcast, Mountain Pass podcast. And the guy's just really interesting. I wouldn't say he's Henry David Thoreauian, but he has bought a small little cabin out in this mountain town. He has a dog that he goes hiking with. He just put in a wood burning stone. He's very much a minimalist. He hates technology and begrudgingly uses it. And what's interesting about TJ Martinell is he's also into the transsexual community. His favorite person to worship and admire is Ingrid Bergman, who, if you didn't know, was a transgendered person. We didn't know if she was male or female. The jawline indicates it was male. And I'm totally busting his balls. He thinks that Ingrid Bergman is the most attractive woman ever. And she's attractive, no doubt, but Sophia Loren blows her out of the water. She just wasn't there. She's just kind of plain-faced Jane. Ingrid Bergman, like, well, yeah, you're pretty, but you're not like hubba. I mean, Rita Hayworth, I'll go, what is it? Julianne Bosmer? Another actress, she played Catwoman, not Eartha Kitt. The other actress that played Catwoman. Woo! No, not Julie Andrews. Ooh, Kiggity. She was a good-looking gal. Ingrid Bergman is just kind of like, well, yeah, you're pretty. Small Scale Life. World-class bullshitters. Entrepreneurs in Cars. Rich Cooper. You can find him on YouTube. The Michael Kingswood podcast. You can go to noncommunistsciencefiction.com. Find all of his podcasts and works there. And safetyphd.com. Visit our good friend, Dr. David Perodin. He's on the show. I'm going to have him do guest asshole consulting, celebrity asshole consulting, once we get a bunch more requests put in. And that's it. That's it, guys. I have got to clean up for a company party where the wives of the men that will be in attendance will not be hot. People are all younger. Let me explain it to the younger boys. I'm going to explain it to you. All right. You're going to get older. And then one of you is inevitably going to be employed at a larger company. I don't know why they do this. I really don't, because it shows that companies think that companies are supposed to be social. Companies blur the line between work and pleasure. I would never have a Christmas party simply because of Me Too and the risks and the booze. And I would never have it. Maybe I bring in pizza every once in a while, but that's it. I pay out a Christmas bonus. I'm like, here's the money. Merry Christmas. That's all Captain would do. I would not be throwing company Christmas parties. But for the most part, these companies are very boring. They can be fun. I mean, there's some good food and you'll meet some interesting people and all that. But you go there and then every guy in the history of guys that have attended company Christmas parties, don't lie, ladies, don't be shocked. Oh my God, it's just every guy. He's looking around like, any wives here I would bang? No, there's one. Wow, for a company that's really rich and a lot of rich people, there's not a lot of trophy wives here. This is not that they actually would, but it's just kind of because that's the problem. You being the spouse, you don't know these people. They have a rapport, they have a friend. It's fun for the people who work because they know the people. And there's jokes, and it's like, and okay, fine, and hey, free meal, and very thankful. Thank you for the invite. This is very nice. So I'm not besmirching it or lecturing it or anything like that. But for the people who don't know who the fuck these people are, I don't know that person. And then I don't know. And then our IT guy came in and said, baklava. And everybody's laughing. You're like, what the fuck? Why is baklava funny? Oh, you got to tell them the baklava story. No, we don't have time. And they're like, oh, and then they're off to some other topic. And you're just sitting there like, and your mind will wander. You're like, oh, there's a gal I'd bang. Okay. No, no. And what you're going to find out is it's not like the movies at all. I'll tell you this, the suburbs, White Bear Lake, pretty posh, lots of bars, and, fair amount of stay-at-home soccer moms and trophy wives. And you look around, you go out to the grocery store with it. You're like, oh, wow. It's more like Walmart. It's more like Walmart than the trophy wives of Beverly Hills. You're like, yeah, maybe I'll just go home and podcast more. That's the truth. And that's the truth. All right. Guys got questions. Let me help you out. Go to assholeconsulting.com if you got questions about anything in life, as long as it isn't law. I think that's all I can pay at law, and what do I do with my money? And even then I can help you out because 9 out of 10 times you guys got debt. And I'm going to say, pay off your debt. And I can't get sued for that because, well, no one got in trouble paying off their debts. Check out the books. Check out all those other podcasters. Try a little bit of variety here. And yeah, that's it. Let me go back to the super chats before I call it out. Is it hustle or nepotism? Both. I'll grant you that. It's hustle and nepotism. I'll grant you that. Who is this? Ryan Heydrich was the coolest Jew ever. Have I ever seen Casablanca? Yeah, Reinhard Heydrich. Who's Reinhard Heydrich? Now John's got me curious. What did he do? Heydrich. Reinhard Heydrich. I'm ranking. Oh, great. Yeah. Nice going. Great, John. Just great. Christ. Oh, all right. That's it for the Clarey podcast. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.